Hi there, this is KT Bradford with Laptop Magazine, and I am once again joined by ultimate journalist extraordinaire Walt Mossberg. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I wanted to talk to you today because I wanted to get your thoughts on Chrome OS. We've had several days to calm down from the hype, and so I thought that maybe you could help us get level it down a bit. Talk to us about what you think about Chrome OS.
Well, I think it's a whole bunch of. Can I swear on this thing?
Um, a little.
A little. All right. I will say then politely that I think it's a lot of bullpucky.
Oh,
Is that okay as a swear word?
that's okay.
Okay. Bullpucky.
And why
It's,
bullpucky? I mean, it's the a new kind of operating system that's just a browser. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Look, I already have a browser. I have several. I only used one, Safari, because that's the only one personally approved of by Steve Jobs. But I don't need any others. I mean, why would I buy a machine that can only do one of the things that all of my other machines already do, plus more? That's just idiotic.
I see your point, but at the same time, Google is saying that you're going to be able to get all of your applications from the web. Isn't that better than having all your applications on your machine?
Well, it really depends on what applications you use. I mean, if you don't have much to do in the run of the day, sure, maybe. But if you need to do real work, that stuff's not in the cloud. That's on your hard drive.
I see. So you just there's no excitement from you, no hope that maybe in the future Google Chrome OS could be the thing that we're all using someday.
Well, it could be that thing that everyone else is using. But you'll have to rip Safari from my cold dead hands before you get it away from me.
Well,
I just love it so much.
what
It's
about
part of the
Safari do you
overall
love?
thing. Pardon?
What about Safari do you love?
Well, it's Apple. It's an Apple product. Steve Jobs made it, but I'm not biased. It just happens to be the best browser.
Okay.
There's some sort of acid test or acid reflux test. It does the best of that. Kicks the crap out of every other browser. Why would I want a subpar piece of junk on this tiny little machine when I have my beautiful MacBook Pro with Safari and all sorts of other stuff like iLife and iWork? Ah, it's amazing. It's just, I'm so excited just thinking about it.
Well, what if Safari became an OS? Do you think that Steve Jobs might one day just decide to take a little thunder from Google Chrome and just make Safari the operating system?
That's an interesting question, but the answer is no. That's because Steve Jobs knows that people actually like to do stuff with their computers. I mean, you look at the iPhone, it's not just a phone, it's a whole big computer. You can do all sorts of stuff. That's why it's popular. Why would he want to then take a step? Look, what this is like I've got a fancy car that can go 0 to 60 in like a second, and it can like take 8 people with me, and it's very fuel efficient. And Google's coming along saying, hey, look, I've got a broken tricycle. Why don't you ride that instead? It'll be just as great. It doesn't make any sense.
Got a good point.
Yeah.
Well, when I was watching the Google Chrome press conference, they were talking about all the things it was going to do. It reminded me a bit of the stuff that Michael Arrington said that the CrunchPad was going to do with all the talk of, everything will be on the cloud. And now the CrunchPad is,
CrunchPad is no more. And I just got back from a party celebrating. I was dancing on his grave. Well, I guess not his grave. Where his grave will be, I think.
You've already
I have
scoped
inside
that out,
information
huh?
on that.
Ah, nice. So, I know that there's no love lost between you and Arrington, and CrunchPad's death, I guess, making you a bit happy. I mean, do you feel it was inevitable?
Well, I don't know. I mean, tablets are kind of cool if you need to read a newspaper while you're on the can. But other than that, I don't know. The thing that makes me gleeful like a little girl in choir practice about the death of the Crunchpad is the glee with which Michael Arrington would go after all these other companies that would go into his little Deadpool, and he'd laugh and he'd poke fun and he'd say, "Oh, you should have seen that coming, jerk."
Hmm.
Oh, and now the tables have turned, huh? But oh no, it's just so sad when it happens to you, Arrington. But I guess never for anyone else. Ah, I like karmic repayment.
True. Well, do you feel like Michael Arrington should have seen it coming that Fusion Garage would stab him in the back so tragically?
Well, the problem is Arrington doesn't seem to realize what kind of a nitwit he is, which I don't know if that contributed to it. I don't exactly have a stack of Fusion. Oh, look, I do have a stack of confidential emails from Fusion. Yeah, it's because he was a dick. That's what. Yeah, it says right here they betrayed him because he was a dick.
Wow, that's interesting. Like businesses, products just going the way of the dodo because somebody is a jerk. Hmm.
Well, look, I mean, Steve Jobs, mighty godlike Steve Jobs, he's been known to cancel entire products because people heard they were building them. So it's not exactly like this kind of thing doesn't have precedent. I mean, this industry is built upon the shoulders of petty, shallow individuals, and those shoulders are being stood upon by even pettier and even shallower individuals.
Man,
It's jerks all the way around.
that's such a bleak picture. Oh well. Well, I don't know. Maybe some product will come along to save us. Some tablet made by some great company that is going to just deliver us from all this sadness over our death, over the death of the CrunchPad. I don't know who that would be though.
I know what you're getting for there. You're trying to be all subtle. But the thing is, if Apple were to do it, it wouldn't just be a tablet. It would be like some flying rocket sled that would take you to the moon. I mean, metaphorically speaking. I don't know what... I mean, I can't say what the functionality is, but it would be a game changer. Whereas Arrington was just trying to make a monitor without a restive computer. Hey, Arrington, we already have that. It's called a laptop.
Very true.
He's such... Oh, gosh. The ego in that man is craziness.
It is sad, but I do have to say that all the people who were writing about the death of the CrunchPad were not exactly kind to Michael Arrington, and it's not hard to see why,
Nor
given.
should they be. I mean, TechCrunch is built upon the bones of companies that were started and had some well-intentioned founders, maybe with some bad ideas, but they meant well, or they thought they had the great big thing, and then he tried his hand at it, and he failed, just like they failed. Oh no, it's different because it's him. Screw that, Eric. That's not different. You should be mocked mercilessly just because it's funny.
Well, on that note, we will end our conversation. Thank you again so much, Mr.
It's
Mossberg.
been an absolute pleasure.
And I hope that we can make this a regular thing.
That would be great. I would look forward to that.
Cool. Well, this is KT Bradford with Laptop Magazine here with Walt Mossberg. And can you give us some parting words, sir?
This has been Walt Mosspuppet. Shut up.